I hope you all have been enjoying this T20 series. I've been following along with the Australian summer by playing through every game in video game form. Here are the highlights today from our game against Pakistan. This will be the sixth and final T20. To start off the Australian summer, of course, this series in our game is tied up at 1 apiece as Australia take on Pakistan in what is going to be a brilliant 2020. Australia won the toss. They elected to bowl, and so the side batting first has actually won both of the first two matches in this series. So that's an interesting little factoid for you there in terms of just how you think it might go. And Pakistan, obviously, they 52-run partnership for their first wicket in the last match. These are some overthrows that are going to go for 5 runs in the end. But I'm keen to get into some test matches. Obviously, the first test against Pakistan. Where am I here? I've got to get my schedule up, which tells me when every little bit of details in this Australian summer of cricket is happening. So we've still got a couple of weeks break now, or about a week and how many days is that? That's like 12 days break. So almost 2 weeks break. The first test starts on the 21st of November. Jeez, I'm thinking, where are we at here? It's November. Gee, the year's gone pretty quickly, hasn't it? But it's gone quick, smart. Obviously, Pakistan again here starting off well. But this is building to an interesting test series, I think. It's going to be a lot of fun to both play through and watch the real world things happen. We've got Andrew Tye back in the side today. Billy Stanlake bowled in the last match from what we had lined up. Ben McDermott's solid 2 runs so far this series. Going to be a big talking point. But I'm keen to see who gets picked in that test match side and how many of the one-day players, I guess, translate into that test match side. Obviously, you've got your locks in Smith, Payne, and Warner. Yeah, I don't know, and obviously Marnus Labuschagne would be in there as well. Then Pat Cummins, Nathan Lyon. You've got you guys like Mitch Starc. Like, there's so many names that we're going to have to look at. Is Mitch Starc going to get a game for the test squad? Obviously, we had Siddle and Pattinson bowl majority of those overs in England. Mitch Starc only played the 1 test match. Oh, run out chance. Big mix-up. Massive mix-up. And a wicket. Pakistan's first wicket of the game. Jeez, they just sort of paused at either end, and I'm not sure who threw this in. Might have been Steve Smith. And Alex Carey, just simple as you like, takes the wickets off. Takes the bails off the wickets. And Zaman gone for 30. Pakistan 1 for 48. But yeah, maybe back to the test match stuff. Like, it's going to be a really interesting team, and to see who actually plays in it. Because even after England, it made it very interesting to see who they were going to pick as the team, because they didn't necessarily win that series. They didn't lose it. So I guess that's the positive from that one. But yeah. Anyway, Pakistan off to a ripping start here. 1 for 54. Make that 2. Maxwell into the attack, getting a wicket pretty quickly. As a player of the game last match, made 50-odd, 60 runs and took a couple of wickets. This time getting a little outside edge through to Alex Carey for the wicket. Here you can see a little tickle. Carey in a good position, nice and low, coming up with the ball as it bounces. And, this one chips straight to short third man. And, Benny McDermott, he's had a very poor series. Just disappointing for him. I should have played him better. Anyway, 2 for 55 after none for 48. So they started their sort of first partnership. Quick, smart. Is there anything on it? Yes, there is. Another wicket falls. Ashton Agar getting it this time. Just a little bottom edge there. Alex Carey heard it. The bowler heard it. The umpire heard it. And the captain, Babar Azam, disappointed. They've lost 3 for 8 here, Pakistan. They were none for 48. And now 3 for 57. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, short cover coming in. Oh, and it's taken. I think it's Agar with the catch. Maxwell gets another wicket. And it's now 4 down for not many. 4 for 60 odd, I think. This was the shot. Agar just sprinting in from sort of on the circle. Inner fielding circle. Wazim goes. Pakistan 4 for 62. They've lost 4 for 14 since that opening wicket stand of 48 runs. They'll be disappointed. A little mini collapse here. They've lost majority of their top, or they've lost all of their top order. Now it's up to Asif Ali and Ahmed to get these runs here. Bit of a shout. Mitchell Stark there. I think it was outside the leg stump. It should be 4 from Ahmed. So they've got to recover here, Pakistan. What's going to be a good score? That's out too. Just the point fielder's just spooned straight to him. Mitch Stark gets this wicket. Again, just some poor shot selection. Asif Ali goes. Ashton Turner takes the catch. 5 for 84. Pat Cummins into the attack. The run rate at the moment, 5.6 after 15 overs. Even 10 and over from here would only see a score of 134. And would that be enough for Pakistan to win this game? That's a boundary to finish the over. 5 for 91 after 16. Oh, that's pretty close from Mitch Stark. The umpire puts the finger up. And an LBW decision going Australia's way. I mean, it was a pretty simple one in the end. It was absolutely dead plumb. It was whatever you want to call it. Wabriaz coming in. Can he get any sort of bat on ball here and push this total up to at least 120? They'd be looking for at a minimum. Now, they still would want 30 from the next 3 overs to get that 130. But we'll wait and see how that goes. This is 4 more from Ahmed. He's going to need to take majority of the strike here to get as many runs as they can for Pakistan. That's hit through cover from Wabriaz. That's 4. Oh, that's high in the air, but there's no fielder down there. It looked like a drive sort of to mid-wicket. Ended up going to fine leg. And Pat Cummins gets rid of Ahmed just with a clean bowling delivery. Yeah, just a little bit of swing away. He doesn't quite angle in as much. Very wide of the crease that time, Pat Cummins. And the bowling was very good. And the big shout now. No run. And no wicket either. That's not bad down the ground from Shadab Khan. Should be just the 1. What about the 2? A couple of times, but they've stuck with the 1. Andrew Ty to bowl the final over here. Pakistan 7 for 116. They can still get to 130. 14 runs would have been what they needed from this over. Andrew Ty's bowling quite well for Australia. Just conceded the 15 runs in his opening 3 overs. It's just a single. Actually just conceded the 11 runs in his opening 3 overs. This one straight up in the air. Carries to long off. Catch is taken inside the rope. And a wicket for Andrew Ty. So Mitch Stark down there at long on. Safe pair of hands. 8 for 122 now. Squares him up there, and it could go to the boundary to give them some handy runs, but it's just going to be a single. 8 for 123. Last ball of the innings coming up here from Andrew Ty. What will Pakistan finish up on? 123 at the moment. 129 would be the best they could do. Now look for 2 here. Just settle for 1. So 124 the target Australia will chase. 6.2 required per over in order for them to win the series 2-1. Packed house here at Perth Stadium here in Perth, of course. That's why it's called Perth Stadium here in Perth. There's a bit of the batting scorecard. The top score there was 30 from Zaman. Australia's openers, David Warner and Aaron Finch. Aaron Finch played a pretty good series. David Warner yet to really have a standout performance. I think he scored first ball duck in the first game. About 8 runs in the second game. And Aaron Finch starts us off in game number 3 with a ball that's rolling, rolling, rolling to the boundary. Thick edge and dropped. Oh dear. Aaron Finch dropped on 4. How much will that come back to hurt Pakistan? Obviously, he's been in a bit of form. Gets this one away for 3 more. Jeez, it's you can't afford to drop it when you're only, defending 125. With Aaron Finch with the power he possesses like that shot, you cannot afford dropping chances. Australia already into the 20s inside the 3rd over. It's not a massive feat, to be perfectly honest. But 3 overs gone. Another boundary for Aaron Finch looks likely. He's 21 from a 10. Australia none for 26. And he just keeps going, Finchy, so he's going to make him pay for dropping him. He's dropped on 4, already piled on 26 runs. Warner, just the 6 runs today. That's all it's going to be for him. Just the 14 for the series. So, duck 8 and 6 for Warner in these 3 games. Hasn't been too good for him. Australia lose their first, 1 for 34. Meanwhile, the Aaron Finch show continues. Obviously, the captain of this Australian side moves to 30 from just 18 deliveries. He's absolutely on fire at the moment. Smashing balls through point, left, right and centre. Australia 1 for 42. Make that 1 for 46 if this goes. It'll just hold up in the field. They'll probably come back for 3. First 5 overs gone. Australia going at 9 and over to start things off. 1 for 45. Ben McDermott, he's had a series to forget. And he's had another delivery to forget. He's made 4 runs across the series. So, very much a disappointing little series for him. And he obviously dropped a catch a little bit earlier on. So, very disappointing there from Benny McDermott. Lots of power he possesses for the Hobart Hurricanes. But unfortunately, couldn't get any runs in this series for Australia as they bring up their half century. Aaron Finch continues to pound that ball for 4 again. Remember, he was dropped on just 4 runs. He's now powered away to 42. Just 20 deliveries later. He's really made Pakistan pay as Australia 2 for 55 after the power play. Steve Smith, that looks pretty out. And it's given. He's trying to drive a ball through cover that was tracking on middle stump. Not sure if he's got a concussion or something. This is a run-out chance if he hits. Not out. Finch on 44. And Finch out. Little edge through to the keeper as he tried to work it again. Down the wicket. He's holding his ground, Aaron Finch, but he's a little bit disappointed with that. Goes for 44. So 40 runs he piled on since he was dropped at the early stages of this game. What he's done is he's put Australia in a strong position. They don't need to attack too heavily here. Only needing 67 from the remaining 77 deliveries. Alex Carey and Glenn Maxwell put on a big partnership in the last T20 to see Australia get home reasonably comfortably in the... Or did they get comfortably home in the end? They did, because they were bowling, I think. Yes, they were. They were bowling second. But they allowed Australia to recover. They piled on about 50-odd runs to 60-odd runs in the last sort of couple of overs. This is almost a run-out. Good call of no there in the end from Maxwell as we see the lights come on here at Optus Stadium. Carey hits it down to fine leg for a couple of runs. They'll think about the third. Maxwell coming in hot for the third and they'll get home for 3. Really good running between wickets. And that is a swat of a reverse sweep from Maxwell. And he plays it better than anyone else in the world. That's 4 runs. Absolutely absurd at how good this man is at playing cricket. Or at least inventing shots that were never really there to begin with. You won't find them in any textbook, but then Maxwell plays them in front of packed out houses for his country. And he does them in quite sensational style. So Australia, 10 overs gone. They're 4 for 83. They just need another 42 runs. Oh, massive, massive run out here. You could just see Alex Carey just trotting through for that first single. Maxwell turned very quickly. Carey never was going to make it back. Slipped over a little bit, I think, and in the end, he's not even in the frame when the bails go off. Yeah, have a look at this. Bails off, barely in the frame. Well and truly out. Australia disappointed. They lose Alex Carey, Ashton Turner to the crease. They've been sort of rotating which Ashton comes in first throughout the last couple of games. Australia, they'll try an Agar one game, then they'll try Turner, then they'll go back to Agar, then Turner. So it is Turner's turn to come in at number 7 today for Australia. Oh, that's a cracking shot from Maxwell. Is it going to beat that third man fielder? It's not. Should be 2. And not another run there. So just 26 more runs, 20 runs needed from the last 36 balls. Australia should be comfortably home at this stage. Still with 5 wickets in hand. Maxwell sits sort of very high on the bat and the bowler gets around to it and takes a catch. So Maxwell's out. Never know. Is there a chance that Pakistan can take 4 for 17? Still a possibility. Lights on here, but the sky is still very blue. It's still very daytime. But, the lights are on. Oh, and Turner now has just bunted that ball straight to point. So, 2 quick losses of a wicket for Australia. All of a sudden, Pakistan with a sneaky chance. Australia 7 for 113. And they need 12 more runs, though, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Which Stark out if it hits. Oof. Again, the pressure on. And Stark out. Just driving off the back foot. And he's gone. So very quickly, Australia 8 down. They're now under the pump. Agar. They still need 10 from 26. It's Agar and Cummins in the middle. Cummins punching that away for a single this time. Just a sort of a bump ball. 5 from 21 needed, Australia. They should be getting home from here. They'll look for 2. The bowler has to field it. It's just 3 more runs needed with 3 overs to go. Everyone now in, saving the singles. They've gone with the spinner. He's kept 3 dot balls in a row. Cummins finds the gap. They'll get at least 2. They'll push for the 3rd and push for the win. They're coming home. The throw's not that good. Australia will win. It was a tighter chase than it needed to be. I don't think Cummins has realised yet that they only needed the 3. And Australia win the series 2-1. They take it out. Back-to-back series wins for them. They beat Sri Lanka. They beat Pakistan. And the test matches aren't far away. Alex Carey with a small little fist pump there in the background. Ashton Turner, for some reason, is carrying the trophy. Just the random captain for whatever reason. I've somehow stuffed that up today. But Australia winning. Maxwell, player of the game again. 26 and 2 wickets. Aaron Finch had a perfect start after being dropped for just 4. 44 runs on the board, and Pakistan just didn't have enough runs to defend at the end of the day. It's a man's 30. It wasn't good enough. Australia winning by 2 wickets. And get the job done. Prepare for the test matches that lie ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. And until next time, I will see you all later. Goodbye.